All right, let's turn that off. How's everybody doing? You now have my full attention. You now have my full attention, I promise you. The idea of today's stream is, as you can probably guess from the title, that I will be peppered with questions, and hopefully some of them will receive answers. I'll do my best on that part. I am not, I should say up front, a dev, really in any sense. If you go to my GitHub page, you will see a couple of commits on Leela, on Lichess code, but do not be fooled by that. I forget exactly what they were. They were either something like a spelling mistake, or I think I might have added like a custom start position to arenas maybe. Neither one of those qualify as coding in the least. So, maybe some more general questions about, why we implement things or why certain things aren't implemented. I could answer those, but if you have very technical questions about, Lichess infrastructure, those questions will probably have to wait for the dev streams that we are also doing. We did a how to set up the Lichess dev environment stream not too long ago, which you can find on our YouTube. And I believe part 2 in that series is coming up soon. And of course, our illustrious founder, Thibaut, is at the moment streaming regularly on his own Twitch page of him coding Leechess. So if you are interested in that sort of thing, you can absolutely get it. You will not get it from me today. Very, very, very sorry. Yes, Leela means Lichess and Scala. Correct. In fact, I can bring that up. Here's the GitHub page right here. Here it is. Hello, Floyd. Hello, Rookie. Hello, SP. You're supposed to, this is the other part of being a streamer, you're supposed to greet people in chat. And I also neglected that. Hello, T-Best. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's start with questions. Why, our friend Ayrton_T, question, why no Sarawan Chess variant? Let's talk about implementing new things and implementing variants in general. Leches gets tons and tons and tons of feature requests. We get emails, we get people in our Discord server, we get tweets, we get Facebook posts, we get forum posts. Every method of communication has been used to suggest changes to Leaches and is used every day. I believe we've gotten telegrams and like homing pigeons with feature request, right? Everybody has a variant that they want to see, or they want a new button somewhere, or they want just whatever sort of change to the site. The LM question got answered very succinctly. That's the same answer I'd give. So, when do we add new things to Leaches? Well, I think there is something that the non-coding folk do not quite understand. And that is that when you implement something new on a website, and I'm going to, of course, remind you guys that I'm not a dev, and I'm just sort of parroting what I've heard here. The devs say, when I say this, but when you implement something new on a website, writing the code for the feature is actually just a small percentage of the work, right? You will always spend more time maintaining the feature than you do in writing it in the first place, okay? So whenever you have some feature or some variant that you want, I have no doubt that Thibaut or one of the other devs could code it very easily, could code it quickly. But that is not the problem. You will have to maintain it, and that is sort of the hidden cost. Every new thing on Lichess makes the next new thing a little slower to appear. It makes bugs a little slower to fix. So we have to be careful. We can't just add things willy-nilly. If that makes sense. Let me turn off my phone. Sorry, 1 second. Right, so let's talk about variants more specifically, because the question was about Sarawan Chess. Now, I don't have a strong opinion on Sarawan Chess as far as how fun it is or how popular it would be. Perhaps it's already popular somewhere on the internet. Looks like I might be dropping some frames, guys. Tell me if the stream is breaking up. Looks like we're okay still. Maybe. Variants, so when we implement something, we generally want it to be something that is going to be popular, that people will be used, right? The nightmare scenario is that we build and maintain something and nobody uses it, right? If we knew for a fact that things would be used, we would probably implement them because, you know, that's what we want. Variants are something like, I don't have the numbers in front of me, 1 to 5% of total games played on Lichess. And that doesn't mean we're never going to implement another variant. Doesn't mean that, you know, it isn't worth work to make and maintain variants. But I just hope when you ask for variants that you will keep in mind that this is a very small part of the pie. So I'm not saying we'll never have Sarawan Chess. There are currently no plans to implement Sarawan Chess, but it doesn't mean that it won't appear eventually. Anyway, that's enough about feature requests. Oh, man, I was worried we wouldn't have enough questions. We have plenty of questions. You guys don't like light mode? I'm coming around on light mode. I've been working outside. I've been taking my laptop outside. And in the sun, I understand why light mode exists. I'm too used to the caves that I usually access computers on. Is there any opening trainer attachment to studies in the work? Are there any IP limitations to that or only technical? I'm not aware of any IP limitations. That seems to be a question for a lawyer. But there is a feature in study called interactive lessons. I'm not logged in, so I don't think I can show you one. But basically, when you make a study chapter, you can select it to be an interactive lesson. And that will prompt you for correct answers. So you set up a position, and then you make a move, and that move, for anyone else that sees the study, will be the correct answer. The others will see that study. They'll see the initial position. If they play other moves, they'll be told, no, not that, you're wrong. If they play the right move, you will be told that's it. You could do something like an opening trainer or an endgame trainer or whatever with that feature. Whether that qualifies as an opening trainer is entirely up to you. Lots of questions about implementing things. I guess I could have predicted that. Let's see. When are you removing Racing Kings? You can never remove anything from a website ever. It's like the website gods will strike you down. If you ever remove anything, the complaints just become overwhelming. Whatever feature you think nobody uses and it won't be missed, take it off the website and you will see how much it is missed. Here's some trivia. Can anybody name a major feature that has been removed from Leaches? I can, but that's not very fair. Name a major feature that has been deprecated from Leaches. I can think of at least 2 fairly big ones. Should I take questions in order or just kind of pick them up? Are you going to implement being able to import pairings into a tournament? You can kind of already do that with the API. You can make what are called OAuth challenges, and you can set up games with other accounts once you have their OAuth key. And lots of organizers already doing that. St. Louis Chess Club, the various U.S. championships are being done via OAuth challenges, and all of you could do the same thing if you like. If I missed your question, I'm very sorry. I'm going to try to kind of skim. We had a question about keyboard from Amadan. Hello, Amadan. How are you? So we probably need to fill people in on this because I would suspect that a lot of people watching don't know what keyboard is. So they will be a little bit confused about what are you going to do about keyboard. So there is an extension that somewhat popular. I guess I won't speculate on exactly how popular. There's an extension called, I think it's called Keyboard Moves. And basically what it does is that it allows you to input moves very quickly. You can make a move with one click. I won't get into the details. Basically, it allows you to play probably more quickly than you would be able to play with a normal mouse. And it's become very popular, as you might expect, in Ultra Bullet and like 15-second chess and 30-second chess. It is at the moment perfectly legal. You're allowed to use it. That is, to say the least, controversial. It is controversial in the community. It is controversial among the Lichess team. I'm not totally sure how I feel about it myself. To be honest, I really shouldn't have an opinion because I'm not a bullet player. I will leave this decision to the people who play 30-second chess. But I think that's about all I can say. If you are concerned about the keyboard extension, then there are like-minded people on the Lichess team. But for the moment, it is perfectly legal. Amadan doesn't like keyboard. Yeah, you're not the only one, Amadan. I'm sympathetic. Lichess version 1 was deprecated. I don't think that counts. I don't think that's what that word means. Nobody else tried to answer the trivia question. Name. If you can think of more deprecated Lichess features than me, and not like one button that got took off, like a full feature, right? I can name 2 that have been deprecated, that have ceased to exist. One of them will be surprising. If anybody can name more, I'll be very impressed. Any big future features in the work? Well, there's always stuff in the works. We don't generally plan things out like that. People sometimes ask for like a roadmap, for everything we're going to build in 2021. That sort of thing is not probably going to happen. Generally, the impression I get from the devs is they like to be able to start work on something and then realize it's a bad idea and stop. And if you go, on Twitter and promise everyone that you're going to have 3D upside down Sarawan Chess, you kind of have to come through. You can't come back the next day and say, never mind. We decided not to. So usually if there's going to be something new on Leaches, you'll just see it one day. We won't talk about it until it's ready to go. Speaking of which, you can get a little preview on that sort of thing by going to the Lichess GitHub page. Let me teach you all a little trick here. So this is GitHub. This contains all of the code that makes up what is the website Leaches. There's a couple other repositories that is that the word they get used, but apologies to the Devi people. I need to explain this to the normies. And you can follow Lichess development here. So there are what is called GitHub issues, which is generally used for bug reports, although you can also use it to request new features. And if you do request new features, just don't be insulted when you don't get like a yay or nay vote on new features, because that's just not how it works. If you make a feature request for Bughouse, yeah, we know about Bughouse, so we're aware of the existence of Bughouse and the possibility to implement it. So we're not gonna, when we want to make Bughouse, we'll make Bughouse. Is this a no joke stream technically? No. Or yes? I don't know. That's a tough question. The other thing you can do, and I was talking about implementing new things, is that when Lichess devs are working on something, and when they add something to the code, it is called a commit. And if you see right here, you guys see my cursor, right? 40,000 plus commits. If you click on that, you will see all of the things that the devs have been working on, right? A lot of these will not be readable by non-technical people, but a lot of them are. In fact, I'd say most of them are. Although, maybe if you're not super familiar with Leaches, you might have trouble reading them. But for example, merge pull request, let team leaders post tournament links in their team. Yeah, like this one is super readable in English. Team leaders can now post tournament links in their forum. We had filtered out tournament links because it was getting kind of spammy. People would spam it everywhere to try to get players. And then we realized, oh, well, if you're a tournament organizer, you might, have a good reason to post those links. So we made the exception. There you go. What else we got? These are new translations. Crowdin is the translation site we use. This is about events, which are the buttons you see on the homepage that usually links to streams or events. There's some new options there, and so on and so forth. And in fact, there is a new thing that I've been working on called the Lichess changelog, which you can reach at, let me link this in the chat. Pull this up. You can reach this at this link right here. And we're going to try and keep that updated. There's probably one that's going to come out today, actually. I was working on it and had to stop to do this stream. Let's see, let's find a new question. How many accounts do Lichess ban each month? I don't know the number off the top of my head. I should probably have that ready to give to people. It's in the thousands, which is actually not all that bad. There's been this strange phenomenon of mainstream media talking about cheating in chess, and they're a little bit scandalous about it, I must say. They're a little bit over the top. I think there was a Guardian article, and in the Guardian article, they said something like, I think it was about chess.com. They said chess.com cheaters have increased by 30%. I forget what the number is or something in the last, 6 months. And it's like, well, I think their user base also jumped quite a bit in the last few months with the pandemic, like every chess website. You really shouldn't just give, raw numbers there. We should really look at it as a percentage. Right? So when you hear that thousands of people are banned every day on Leechess, remember that there are millions of games. So thousands of people is actually quite a small percentage. I'm just picking out questions here. I'm very sorry. Am I the boss of Leechess? No, in no sense. I am probably not even the boss of this stream. Let's see. I didn't get an answer to my email. If you didn't get an answer, I guess you talk to SP, but yeah, wait at least 48 hours for emails. And if you have called us mean names or threatened to sue us or used bad language, you might get your email ignored. Let's see what else we got. Are you taking challenges? No, I'm not going to play chess. I'm pretty sure me playing chess would not increase the interestingness of this stream. When will Stockfish 12 be able to be used on Lichess? That is an excellent question. Minekey012. At the moment, there are some problems with the in-browser version of Stockfish 12. If you download Stockfish 12 and use it on your own software, you really have something. You have this the strongest engine in the world. In a browser, there are some problems making it work. As a non-dev, the exact nature of those problems are a total mystery to me, but I'm told that it is being worked on. The gist is basically if we implemented the Stockfish 12 right now, it would be a significant downgrade on Stockfish 11 for technical reasons. So for the moment, there's no Stockfish 12. Hopefully that all will get fixed soon. Been thinking about getting a Leaches hoodie to people who wear them in public, get adoring looks, or get beaten up. Usually beaten up. Usually they're beaten up, but maybe they're just obnoxious people that deserve it for other reasons. I don't know. Let's see. King of Leeches. Will there be any infrastructure improvements to Leaches? Yeah, there must be. Eventually. We're just never going to change anything. Oh, let me answer my trivia question. I don't know if anybody got it. The two real deal features I can name that were removed from Leaches are, number one, the opening trainer, which was removed so long ago that you kids probably don't even know it exists, and number two, Swiss tournaments. And you may be saying, but wait, we have Swiss tournaments. We do. They came back. They were removed, and then they came back. I'm an investor, and I want to buy a Leaches for $49. Sold. Deal. Why did you choose white theme? because I'm not logged in. Jeez, does this really bother you guys that much? Oh shit, that's not it. Hold on. Wait, background. Yes, here. Is that better? Everybody happy? Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Is it possible to change the sounds? Yes. There are numerous different, I suppose they're called sound themes. You can find them in the upper right of your screen if you're logged in. There's one that makes like video game sounds. There's one really cool one that's sort of, hard to explain it, plays you a song or something. There are different notes played for every move. Yeah, check it out. What else do we have? Getting lots of appeals. Yeah, guys, we're not going to deal with ban appeals. This is not a public tribunal for misbehavior on Leaches. As fun as that might be to see, your ban appeals need to go to leaches.org/appeal. You will not get an answer here. What soundscape do you use? The regular one. I'm very boring. I'm a very boring person in general. There's a person on Leaches who I have reported because that person kept annoying others in the forum, but she wasn't chat banned or Leaches banned. Well, let me just, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the specific case, but let me remind you that sometimes the punishment for being rude in chat is to not be able to chat. Instead of having the account closed, you said chat ban, so I guess you know that. The other reason is that we may not agree to ban them. Usually for relatively minor crimes of, we'll call it rudeness or being annoying via the communications features, we prefer to give a warning first before we ban people. If something is not so bad. It can be bad enough that you get muted right away, of course, but generally we like to give a warning, which seems fair to me. When I started doing a bit of moderation, I don't do much, but I have in the past, and I still do a bit. It surprised me to see that warnings work. Warnings really, they don't always work. Some people don't care. But if a person's being rude on the website and you send them a warning saying, hey, could you not be rude, please? That's not very nice. It really, really surprised me how many people will write back and apologize. Oh, sorry, I didn't, yeah, you're right, I'll stop. It gives me some faith in humanity. Multiple pre-moves. Again, this is sort of a bullet chess thing, which I don't especially have a right to an opinion on as not a big time bullet player myself, but there are currently no plans to implement multiple pre-move, and I'm not super optimistic that it will be implemented anytime soon. I've heard the idea. I don't really have an opinion, but I've heard the idea that multiple pre-moves lowers the skill ceiling somewhat. But anyway, that's a question for a bullet player. I don't really know. How do you treat politically delicate themed tournaments? Well, that is sort of a vague question. It was handled on a case-by-case basis, I guess is the answer. Generally, our metric is that you are not allowed to do anything that is like intentionally trying to get a reaction out of other users, but like I said, it's case by case. Hello, I have a question. Why is the diagram in the profile for puzzle ratings not updating if solving only on the mobile app at the day? Is that the rating graph that you were referring to? There was a change made not too long ago that I believe extended the time period for the rating graph in puzzles. I think that's right. Anyway, the effect was that you may have seen your rating graph become a straight line, a horizontal line. The solution to the issue is just to do some puzzles, and it will start working again. Are there USCF rated tournaments for Lichess? Yes, there are. Numerous. I'm not sure how to find them. I know off the top of my head a couple of organizers doing USCF rated tournaments. I don't know if there's any central hub to find them all. I know that the States League, is that what it's called? There are basically teams for every state. The States League is played on Lichess. I know a gentleman named Brian Castro that was at some point doing USCF rated tournaments. I know the Charlotte Chess Club is doing USCF rated tournaments. I should stop naming people because I'm going to inevitably leave someone out. If I left you out, I'm very sorry. My memory is very bad. Does Leechess use a modified version of Glico 2 or pure Glico 2? I believe... I should be careful about answering that one. I believe there are small tweaks. I think Mr. Glico 2 would not totally approve of the Leechess rating system, but that's kind of a Devi question. What else we got? Are Swiss tournaments going to be playable with players that are not part of a team? I mean public and not private tournaments. Generally, the idea we're working with is that Swiss tournaments are better suited to sort of, how do I put this? To groups of people that are already connected otherwise. They don't generally work as well when they are just public tournaments. With this, for example, with the Swiss feature on Lichess right now, everyone who signs up for the tournament is paired whether or not they are online. So if somebody signs up and leaves, then they will be paired, and some other poor person, or maybe they like it, I don't know, will be paired with somebody that doesn't play. They'll get a walkover basically, which is not ideal. If you have a big public arena tournament, those people are simply not paired, and there's no problem. We could have 1,000 people sign up and not play, and who cares? In Swiss, that would be bad. The solution to this, one solution, is that you have it be, a real life chess club where everybody. People won't sign up if they're not going to play. To answer the question more directly, there are no current plans to do, open to everyone Swiss tournaments, but it could happen. There is by the way, the thing about Swiss tournaments is that you do have to be part of a team to play, but a lot of these teams are totally free to join, so it's just a matter of joining the team and playing. There is a team, let's see if I can find it, that was started not too long ago. I'm kind of curious how it's doing, actually. So we'll find out together. There is let's find it from the Lichess profile. There is an official Lichess account here if you'd like to follow it. Yeah, there's a team called Lichess Swiss. Okay, not lots of players. I was going to recommend this, but it doesn't seem to be super popular. We will make sporadic efforts to promote that and make it big. But yeah, you can go to this, play, and then to Swiss, and you can see currently ongoing Swiss tournaments and starting soon. Usually, lots of these are free to join. So you can find Swiss tournaments if you want them. Are you going to be adding new board themes? Maybe. No current plans. Could happen. Let's see. Interesting. I believe that this web page is better for hosting large competitions like Chess24. Another page had some huge competitions. Is Lichess thinking about hosting some highly anticipated tournament, or does this still depend on the limited budget? Well, we have titled arenas and we have streamers battles, but I assume you're thinking of things like on the tier of the Magnus Tour. We will probably not have anything comparable to the Magnus Tour in the near future. Anything could happen long term. But there are lots of big events played on Lichess. The St. Louis tournaments are all played on Lichess. We had the Katara Bullet tournament not too long ago, won by an obscure or Norwegian gentleman named Magnus Carlsen. So yeah, I guess that's the answer to your question. Let's see. People are making puzzle rush jokes. This is pretty funny. Will you add a puzzle speed solver where it's timed? No current plans, but it could happen. We understand that is a very popular feature request. Some sort of timed puzzle solving where you might be in a hurry to solve the puzzles. Maybe we'll call it puzzle hurry or some such. I'm way behind on chat, sorry. Why don't you give LM right now? We stopped giving it out quite a long time ago. Handling the LM applications, new people applying, was a lot of work, and we don't want to do it. So there's no LM. I think I'm not even supposed to mention it. We want people to forget about LM. I think what I'm going to do, if we do more of these streams, if anybody asks about LM, I'm just going to pretend to not know what they're talking about. LM? What? No, I don't know about anything like that. No, and I'm a Leaches guy. I think I would know. I never heard of that. Is there somewhere where we can see all the Leaches technical updates? Yeah, I answered this earlier. You can see them on the Leaches GitHub page in the commits. If that is too technical for you, you can check the changelog, which I will link. One moment. And that one will actually probably get a update today because there was a site update last night, and I was halfway through writing the changelog when I started streaming. So I'll finish the other half and post that ASAP as soon as this stream is over. What else we got? Thank you, Mr. Nojoke. No, thank you, Mr. Ensemo. Very polite. Are Leachable questions around? Yeah, go for it. The main Leachable is the mobile app, by the way. The main mobile app dev is not here, but we might be able to answer the questions. If not, then just say I don't know. Will the scrolling issue while playing on mobile be fixed? I've heard of this before, and it's never actually happened to me. So could someone explain to me? I know what you're talking about. You mean when you're playing on a mobile browser, not the app. When you play on a mobile browser, you're trying to make a move, and you accidentally scroll, which of course screws you up. It's not the sort of thing you want to happen with 10 seconds on your clock. But I play on a mobile browser all the time, and this never happens to me. And I'm not saying that I'm not victim blaming here. You should never victim blame for bugs or, whatever, things that don't work. Not really a bug. How does this happen? How do we reproduce this exactly? Maybe it happens to people that drag pieces instead of touching the squares like I do. Are there any plans to implement a team versus team tournament where the top rated player from one team plays the other top player? Well, this is my favorite sort of feature request because it's a feature request for something we already have. There is such a thing as team battles. You can find them on the team page. If you are a team leader, you'll be able to start them. How many teams are on there on Leaches? A lot. Hello, Asios. How are you? We were playing your song earlier. Any plans to implement... Oh, these are all feature requests. Any plans to implement a deeper opening by opening analysis into the chess insights like an opening tree out of just a set of database on your own? Well, let me... One second. I have a website to show you. One moment. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to Google around a bit. see if I can find this. There is a website. Here we go. Here we go. So hopefully this loads. This is openingtree.com, all one word, openingtree. And it takes your Lichess or chess.com games, downloads them, and builds an opening tree. So if I select, for example, Leaches, me, why not? Continue. Let's see my white repertoire. I'm a filthy London player, don't judge me. Analyze games. And this is basically the personal opening explorer that is highly, highly, highly requested. And I would recommend this site. I think it's pretty cool. I know a lot of people use it. I use it once in a while. Probably someone is going to ask me why we don't implement this on Leaches. I'm told that this code would not scale to the size of Leaches. Hello, Gads. How are you? And you already have it here. Why do you need it on Leaches? Okay, so dragging seems to be when the mobile browser thing happens. How can you show us how to play a team battle where the first rated player plays against the first one and the other one? That particular feature does not exist, and I sort of prefer an arena anyway. If everybody plays their corresponding board number, what do you do when the teams are unequal? There's just people who don't play. That's not fun. Do developers think that Lichess in the Chrome browser works better than Firefox? I'm not aware of either browser working better than the other, specifically for Lichess. Those are the two officially supported browsers. Yeah, my opening tree is not very interesting. I should have probably chosen my black openings to have more to show. But yeah, if you want to know what I play against knight f6, it's usually bishop g5. So on and so forth. Aren't we all filthy London players? We need to stop the anti-London discrimination. London players are people too. If you cut me, do I not bleed? Am I not a man? Is the Leaches infrastructure on-prem or in the cloud? We rent servers from OVH. Are there any plans for adding a searchable database of master games to Leaches? No current plans. There is quite a good searchable Leaches database. Well, first of all, I should mention the big database with 1.5 billion games that you can download and, you know, plug into ChessBase or whatever you want to do. Actually, I don't think it works with ChessBase because the files are a little big, but I might be wrong about that. There is an advanced game search right here that you can use to search for games on Leaches. If you want something like this for the Masters database, we don't currently have that. Why do you hate E4? I don't hate E4. I just don't play it. I don't know what, you know, I haven't prepared my openings for E4. Man, this is a really punchy E4 player. Calm down, E4 players. All the different openings can live together in peace. Kaito says, thank you for everything you do. My pleasure, friend. If I don't play a particular time control for a certain time, will my rating go down and by how much? No. The only way to change your rating is by playing and winning or losing or drawing. There is another factor to ratings that does change without you playing, and that is the RD, deviation. Deviation goes up over time if you don't play, and you may get a question mark on your rating, but it'll be the same number. Can we embed the Lichess chess Captcha in a separate website? I believe that Captcha is open source. I haven't the slightest idea where to find it. I'm sure if you look in the Lichess code, you could. So it's very likely you could use it. What planned upcoming feature are you the most excited about? I mentioned this earlier. We don't plan features. We just make the features, and then when they're ready, they go on Lichess. So yeah, it like, you know, Swiss tournaments just sort of appeared on Lichess one day. And honestly, the Leaches team knew there were going to be Swiss tournaments on Lichess maybe 4 or 5 days before they were there. Like, we move quick. There's no roadmap going out 10 years of everything we're planning to do. Let's see, what else? I'm way behind. Is the cheat detection open source too? Some of it. Lots of people will link Irwin, which is a neural network that we use for cheat detection, which is sort of confusing because, first of all, it's not the only cheat detection we use. There's a lot of other stuff. And second of all, it needs training data. So if you just download Irwin off of GitHub, it's not going to be terribly useful to you just out of the box. Please give Theo from Leaches a shout out for all the help he gives us with our large league. I will. Theo is an absolute gem. Let's see what we have here. Why don't we have so many features on the app? Well, they're 2 different pieces of software, so they're probably never going to do exactly the same things. Does Leaches need more developers? More developers is always useful. If you are a devy sort of person and interested in that kind of thing, please check out our channel for the dev streams that we're that we're planning to do regularly, and go to our YouTube and check out the video we released on setting up the Leaches dev environment, which is the first step. Also come to our Discord. Our Discord is where lots of the discussion on development takes place, and you can ask questions and so on and so forth. What is it that you do at Leaches exactly? Man, that's an aggressive question. I will have you know I work very hard for Leaches, okay? Very proud of my work. I do everything that isn't dev stuff. I do streams, a stream at least. This is the first one. I answer emails. I coordinate with other chess organizations and other chess people, handle the social media, write the changelog, occasionally write blog posts, organize tournaments, etc., etc. What about the Leaches flag that has only the Leaches? Yeah, no, anybody can get the Leaches flag. Regular users can get the Leaches flag on their profile. When was the last Nojoke stream? It's been a while. I don't even want to look it up. I'll feel bad. The Discord is mostly sham, S-H-A-M. That is a joke that went slightly over my head, I guess. The Discord is kind of sort of the birthplace of Horsey, so yeah, you should check it out. Has any employee switched from chess.com to Leaches? None that I'm aware of. We don't really have that many employees. It's mostly volunteer work. When can we get team matches? There are team matches. They're called team battles. Can we search the database for a certain position? Do you mean among Lichess games? Because I guess the options that you can search for are all here. You can see them yourself. What else we got? Is chess.com afraid of Leaches? I don't think so. You'd have to ask them. Hey, remember me, Barefoot Andrew? I do. I can't donate much, but I give you guys a few dollars a month. It's amazing that you're giving us all this for free. Thanks. No, it is our pleasure, Chess Scholar. It is our pleasure. In Fix or ICC, there used to be bots that allowed you to write chess tutorial scripts and even analysis scripts. I'm not quite... Yeah, I remember those old tutorial bots on ICC. They were great. I'm not quite sure what analysis scripts refers to. Tutorials can be made via studies. You can even make them interactive where the user will be prompted for a correct or incorrect answer. They're called, just check the chapter type, you'll see them. How can we change the background? There's a button in the upper right. It looks different if you're signed in. You have to click on your name if you're signed in. But you go to background. Is this what you're referring to? Transparent, by the way, gives you, you can put an image in, right? This is the default image, but you can put anything you want. Can we get Lichess opening trainer back? I don't like your chances on that one, pal. I'm sorry. This doesn't seem likely. Let's see. Firstly, thanks for making the greatest chess website in history. My question is, where do Leaches programmers make its income if everything is free? Well, we get donations. Donations pay for everything. And, you know, not to brag, but at the moment, we are very comfortably paying our bills. And there are a small number of paid employees, most of them thoroughly part-time. And other than that, we rely heavily on volunteer work. Yes, and Lucas linked the cost. All of our costs are public. You can go see everybody gets paid. You can go see how much we spend on servers, and it is a completely obscene amount, which would be even more if not for Lucas managing them so well. Has anyone ever tried to donate money to make a Lichess feature disappear? No, I'm not aware of that happening. Is that something that would happen? Is there somebody that really hates Racing Kings that would like try to bribe us to get rid of Racing Kings? I'm not aware of any bribery attempts to deprecate a feature. I don't think they would be effective in any case. Any talk of providing more puzzle options, easy, medium, difficult options, puzzle rush type stuff. No current plans for big changes to the puzzle system or new puzzle modes. But as I said, we don't have any plans at all. So the fact that we don't specifically have plans for new puzzles means very little. I should tell you guys more generally about feature requests, because we get a lot of feature requests. When you make a feature request, you're generally not going to get a concrete answer like, yes, we'll have it for you next week, or no, we will never under any circumstances implement that. Okay? Because generally, the workflow for the devs, more or less, is they just kind of like work on whatever seems the most important. Like if there's, you know, some totally site-breaking bug, then clearly they're going to work on that. You know, and then they'll make other fixes, and if they're feeling really ambitious, they might implement a new feature. So that doesn't mean that feature requests aren't valuable, because if something is highly requested, it's more likely to get implemented. So when you request something, like, it has value, and we definitely hear you, but you're just not likely to get a concrete answer, yes or no. This is just not how it works. Feature request, Nojoke takes his shirt off for the boys. Maybe I'll do that on my personal stream. Do you get banned on Twitch for taking your shirt off? That's if you do, that's terrible. Men have a right to be shirtless. It's in the Constitution. Are you a Leachess staff? Yes! I am. It would be quite strange if I wasn't. If I was on the official Leachess Twitch answering questions just as a person off the street. Do you remember the oldest players of Lichess? I certainly remember older players. Like, who is the oldest player? That is probably not possible to discern. In the olden times, in the ancient Lichess times, of course, you didn't even have, accounts or anything. So I can't think of any way to determine the first Lichess player must be Thibaut checking, testing his own work. Oh, we have subs. McBlabba91 gifting a tier 1 sub to Leechess.org to me. Thank you, friend. That's very, very kind of you. We appreciate it. You get some cool emotes. You get the Leechess logo, and you get Horsey, which is even cooler. Is there a possibility to have engine standard on when switching to the analysis board? I believe that was changed recently. It used to remember your settings, and if you left it on, it would be on when you turned it back on, and if it was off, it would be off when you turned it back on, or it would be off when you loaded the page again. The technical reasons for why that was changed are beyond me, unfortunately. What's your opinion on the Dimitri Leaches extension? It's amazing. I recommend it to everyone. Can Leaches please create Puzzle Rush? Sir, well, see, this is a feature request that I can give a definitive answer for. There will never be Puzzle Rush on Leaches because Puzzle Rush is a trademark of chess.com. That would be illegal, and also no. Some kind of timed puzzles, certainly possible. There were timed puzzles before Puzzle Rush, and we might have something like that, but no current plans. What do you think about the keyboard extension? I talked about it earlier. It is controversial in the Leaches team. It is currently legal, but it's still being discussed. That is not settled law, I guess I should say. What about the trophies like the Bomb Cloud one? Will be there other challenges? Unlikely is correct. I'm told that trophies are kind of a pain to maintain, so the devs generally don't want to add new ones. Solve some puzzles on the phone, but the graph doesn't get longer. There may be a app-specific bug that I'm not aware of, but we made some changes to the ratings graph on puzzles, and it can appear as a horizontal line if you haven't done a lot of puzzles lately. But if you do some, it'll fix itself. Any plans for a new variant? Nope, not right now. What is keyboard extension? You'll have to watch the VOD. We talked about the keyboard extension at great length at the beginning of the stream. It's an extension that lets you play quickly, basically. Can you make a variant where the board is invisible and we see only floating pieces? I need a moment to just picture this in my head. So there's no board. But what if there's no board? What do you see? Is it just a void? Is it just blackness and infinity, or do I see the background of the website? What's happening here? And when the pieces are floating, do they look like they're floating? Are they literally floating? I don't quite follow that one. What's your favorite color? Blue. Any plans to remove Racing Kings? Maybe if we get bribed to do it, like that other guy suggested. If you'd like us to remove Racing Kings, just make us an offer. Put your money where your mouth is. We'll think about it. Is it possible for us to make variants that get implemented on Leaches? I assume you mean that you would code it? No, because offering to code something for us does not guarantee that we will put it on the website. Because the feature still has to be maintained, and it could, not get along with other parts of the website. We might not want it there. Everybody's talking about variants here. Let me find a website for you. One moment. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just looking up a website. I showed you guys Opening Tree earlier. I want to show you another website. This website, give me a moment just to load it. This website is called Chess. Is that how it's pronounced? Can we get an Asios remix of how to pronounce PY chess? Could be Chess, P chess, PY chess. Yeah, I need to make that video. Anyway, this is a Lichess fork, which means it's taken from Lichess code, which you are allowed to do, by the way. We get a lot of reports about websites like this. We get emails that are like, do you know that these guys stole your code? This cannot stand. This is perfectly fine. This is what open source software is. We want this to happen, right? Anyone is allowed to use Lichess code if you publish the source. You basically, if you're going to use Lichess code, you are required to do what we do, which is make it open source and allow other people to do it. So, Cool Math Games has Lichess interface too. Yes, there are many, many people who have borrowed Lichess code. Anyway, this website is for variants. There are tons of different variants. I don't even know how many. Does anybody in chat know how many? It is a totally crazy number of variants, and there's a decent player base. So, if you like variants, if I would bet that a lot of the variants people have asked for during this stream are already implemented on this website. Metric fuck ton. Yeah, sorry to use technical language there. What other questions we got? Nobody told me how to pronounce the name of this website. I'm gonna have to go to the Discord later and ask. Can someone give me a phonetic spelling of this website? Can someone type the name of the page? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should link this. Sorry. There we go. Maybe somebody already linked it. What else we got here? P-chess? Is it really P-chess, or you just want to make me say P? Are you cackling like a small child right now because you tricked the streamer into saying P? You know, fair play to you, friend. For the mobile app, when I open the Leaches app and open another app, then I return to Leaches. I find it in offline mode. Could be a bug. I don't know. Update everything. Update the app. Update your OS. If it happens consistently, I would recommend you go make an issue on the Leachable page. Let's see if I can find it. The app is a totally separate piece of software to Leaches proper. So, is it not linked here? What am I doing wrong? Anyway, it's called Leachable, like mobile and leech. You guys can find it. Yeah, go make an issue if it is something that happens consistently. Can you include some statistics, even private ones, or how much an API key contributed to Fishnet? So Fishnet is the software that when you click request analysis after a game. Thank you, SP. There is the link to the mobile repo. Fishnet is a network of computers that are basically donating CPU time to analyze chess games. And when you click request analysis on the analysis board after a game, it is sent to Fishnet, and Fishnet is what sends you the analysis. I don't believe there are any plans to post public statistics on like who has the beefiest computer. And it might even be kind of a bad idea. It could give some kind of perverse incentive. I don't know. But I don't know. There's no plans to do that at the moment. Sorry. Since PyChess is written... Okay, this is the real answer. Is written in Python, then I assume it's PyChess. That has to be correct. Yeah, if the PY refers to Python, then it must be PyChess. Does Acid Ape Chess pay Leaches? No. No one pays us. No one. No one ever. Well, okay. I mean, if donations are pay, it's sort of a core principle that we don't take pay. Like that's not something we're flexible on. There can't be any paywalls. Like if you're a user, a Lichess user, and you pay Leaches and you get something, that's bad. We don't do that. We don't do that ever. You can give us money in a donation and we highly appreciate it, but you will not, pay us for a service. That is verboten. Give us your best elevator pitch as to why to donate. We're very bad at that sort of thing around here. We're slightly afraid of money. My pitch as to why to donate is, if you want to. If you don't, then it's fine. The website will be okay. If you shouldn't go broke to donate to Leaches. Can I ask a question? I'm gonna have to get back to you on that, and I'm not sure. I need to do some research to see if I have time for a question. I can probably work your question in sometime next week. Can we reconnect then and discuss your potential question? What is your profession? I do various chess-related things, including a free adless, trackerless, paywallless chess server you may have heard of. That was a terrible pitch. I told you we're bad at it. We're very lucky that Lichess is a charity because we are a terrible business. Oh man, are we bad at the business part? What do we got here? Might be tough to recognize voice as input because then every audio source must be taken into consideration. Yeah, voice input for moves sounds really hard to do. Has there been any case of someone donating money in hopes of a new feature? You talked about this not being the case for moving them, but what about items? Yes, people try to offer us money all the time for various things. They say, here, take some money and make me this feature. Here, take this money and make me a button on this page that I want. A million other things. And we don't do that. So yeah, if you want some feature, offering money will not motivate us. What motivates us to make a new feature or to do anything on the website is to make the website better, to add things that people want. So if you're trying to sell us on, making Bughouse or whatever your preferred feature is, the advice I would give you is to not offer to pay us, because that doesn't work. You're wasting your time. But just tell us that lots of people will use it, because that's what will sway us. You can't be terrible at business if you aren't a business. Yeah, I like the way you think. I like that. When starting up Leeches, who funded the initial startup cost? Our illustrious and handsome founder, Thibaut Duplessis, in the beginning funded it himself, because 10 years ago it was a tiny little site with 10 people on it. So he paid it out of his own pocket. And after a while we started accepting donations because it got bigger and bigger, and nowadays the servers cost enough to buy you a small house every year, so it's sort of necessary. When you make those live events like Norway Chess, do you manually put in the moves or do you get them from somewhere? So I'll explain how this works. And this is how it works for all websites. Is when there is an event in the real world, generally the event organizers will distribute a link to a live PGN. And a PGN is just the moves of a chess game. It's just a text file. And, for example, the Sinkfield Cup will send out an email to Leeches and chess.com and chess24 and numerous others that says, here's the link to the live moves, and we plug that link into our software, and chess24 plugs it into their software, and ChessBomb, aka chess.com, plugs it into their software. And that is how you get to see the moves. $1 million US for Bughouse. Okay, I take back everything I said. We're going to do Bughouse now. Are there other administrators? Yes, numerous. There's something like, hesitate to name, a concrete number because I could be horrifically wrong. There's something like 40 or 50 people that contribute to Leeches. If you add up cheat mods and forum mods and chat mods and like people that maintain the Discord and people that contribute code, and it's very difficult to give a number because people come and go and they do one little thing and then disappear, and the number of people like working a lot on it every day, like multiple hours every day, is much, much less than 40 or 50. Would you hire a philosopher to decide what is considered good? I mean, if I was going to hire a philosopher to decide what is considered good, I would first need to know if it's good to hire a philosopher to decide what is considered good. So I don't know. We're sort of we have a problem there. You should make these simul's editable after the simul is created, because now if you make the simul, you can't change the time and stuff and can't predict how many players will join. I guess that's a fair feature request. I guess you would need more time for more players. Reasonable. Is it considered improper for someone to abort the game every time there's a certain opening move they don't want to play against? I see this a lot and report it. No, it is not acceptable. You can... Obviously, sometimes it's okay to abort. Things happen. You can't start a game. That is perfectly fine. If you only abort once in a while, you will never have any problem. If you abort lots of games, you're going to get a play ban. You're going to get a temporary play ban. Well, first of all, you will get a warning. You'll get a private message. Oh, no, not a private message. You'll get a message in game chat that says, please stop doing that. It's annoying to abort games. People don't like it. Your opponent is annoyed right now. And then if you keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, you'll get a temporary ban. The first one is 10 minutes. The homepage will say, you can't play for 10 minutes because we told you to stop aborting games and you didn't listen. And then they get progressively longer and longer. So if you ever see a person complaining like, I'm banned for 2 days, this is ridiculous, you have to abort a horrendous amount of games to get banned for 2 days. The other thing that will get you banned is letting the clock run out instead of resigning a game when you're lost. And again, if someone is play banned for 2 days, they have done that a lot. They did not do it once. They did it many times. Is there a possibility to get a PGN live from an actually played top-rated game? Yes. Not sure which top-rated game you're referring to, but the answer is yes either way. If you would like a live PGN from a game played on Lichess, that is available via the API, which is leaches.org/API. If you would like a live PGN from a game that is in an event from a broadcast page, there is a button towards the bottom that shares a PGN either for the whole broadcast page or for one game. And you can click on it and it will update live with the event page. Are you French? Do I sound French? No, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, that was dumb. A person could clearly be French and have an American accent because with their English, because they, grew up in the US or whatever. So no, I'm not French. Sorry. And sorry to sort of laugh at your question. I perfectly reasonable question. What is the most frequent question that you're asked? I mean, you've seen it in the stream if you've been watching. We get tons of feature requests. So people want to add things. People are also very confused how we make money. I talked about that. That gets asked a lot. Let's see. Absolutely adore Lichess, thank you. But I gotta ask, is there going to be a time handicap feature where I can have, for instance, 3 minutes and my friend can have 10? It's kind of sort of already possible. There is a button which can be easy to miss and which you can turn off in the settings, which adds 15 seconds excuse me, to your opponent's clock. So if you wanted to play a Armageddon game, if you wanted to play 5 minutes versus 4 minutes, what you should do is simply do a 4-minute challenge, you know, the regular 4-0 game or whatever, and then have the appropriate person add 1 minute in 15-second increments to the other person's clock, and then play, and you'll be playing a 5-minute versus 4-minute game. Fun fact, the St. Louis events, the US Championship, the previous tournament whose name escapes me, had Arma games, and that is how they did the Arma games. I think there was an Arma game between Jeffrey Zhang, like a week ago, there was an Arma game to decide the US Junior Championship. Jeffrey Zhang versus, was it Burke? I forget. But anyway, that's how they made the game. They were like, you know, on the Zoom call, Jeffrey Zhang, can you add a minute to his clock, please? Or whatever it was. Who do you consider the leader of the Leches mods? We're hippies, man. We don't have leaders. We're anarchists. It's me. No. There's no there's barely any hierarchy in the Leaches team. Whenever we're talking about anything and like what we're going to do with the website, it generally has the tone of like a group of friends deciding where they're going to eat. Like nobody's giving orders. Nobody's, you know, everybody's just like, hey, do you guys like Italian? There's a new place over. Let me find another question. How often does Onpassant get reported as a bug? Excellent question, Sakimon. All the time. All the time. The emails that we get, obviously we have like presets for the most common questions. So when we're answering emails, we're like hitting hotkeys very quickly, you know, number 7, next email, number 3, next email, and just giving canned responses. And we get asked so often about Onpassant that there is a Onpassant preset to save us the hours and hours and days and weeks of time that we would otherwise use to write emails explaining Onpassant. Don't laugh at people when they don't know Onpassant. You didn't know it either at some point. What else we got here? I can write hello world in Python. Where should I discuss my salary? Sir, we are happy to give you the same that most of our devs get paid, which is nothing. Would you consider adding more puzzles? Some people have already done all the puzzles that are good. They've done all the puzzles, or they've done all the puzzles that are good. I believe there are something like 60,000 puzzles. If I think some people have done them all, but it's not easy to do. Oh, my friend Thibaut is in the chat. Hello, Thibaut. Do you have any questions about Leeches? Hi, do you see challenges for the Leaches model? I mean, will it last on the long term? By the way, congrats. I love the ideology of the Leaches project. Yeah, who knows, man? At the moment, it seems to be working pretty good. The website is up. Bugs get fixed. The bills get paid. You know, user numbers creep up. So I'm optimistic, but you never know in life. Can you please do more tournaments like the Katara Bullet because I got to play many title players, which I normally would not get to play. It was a very good experience. We would love to do another Katara. We would love to do many events like that. If you like playing titled players, we may have something else to offer you. We are doing a series of streams on Twitch and then uploading them to YouTube with strong players. They're called Lichess Plays. And the format is that we get a strong player and they just play whoever challenges them, including lots of lure-rated players. We've had Peter's Fiddler. We've had Niels Grandelius. We will have a stream with Grandmaster Jonathan Spielman on Thursday, which I believe will be announced soon. So, you know, check us out for that. How is Leeches pronounced? You can say it however you want, friend. I won't prescribe how you say words. Llama Lord has done all puzzles on Leaches. Is that true? Can you see if any situations in the game are put into a puzzle? I'm sorry, there's no way to do that right now. Can you add Puzzle Rush to Leaches? Yeah, maybe. Well, we talked about this earlier. It won't be called Puzzle Rush. What's the purpose of life? There is no purpose to life. Existence precedes essence. I would encourage you to read Sartre and Kierkegaard on the subject. You said generate. Does that mean that you're going to create an algorithm that creates puzzles? Did you already answer? I don't want to answer questions that people have already answered. Yes, there is the puzzles you see on Leaches are generated by an algorithm. And I believe that is linked. Let's see. Yeah, there's a algorithm that goes through millions of games and generates them. Maybe we can find it here. It's in here somewhere. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay. Somebody will link it in chat, I guess. Can you do a live rendition of the Leaches theme song? I need the music, man. I can't do it a cappella. What do we got here? Sartre reference. Maybe try. Oh, yeah. I feel like it was kind of a cheap way to impress you to mention Sartre and Kierkegaard. Will you update the engine to Stockfish 12? There are some problems with Stockfish 12 in browsers, and at the moment it would be a significant downgrade to remove Stockfish 11 and put Stockfish 12 on Leaches. When the issues with the in-browser Stockfish are handled, we will have Stockfish 12 ASAP. Would it make sense to have separate ratings for each default time control and then general blitz rapid ratings for everything in between? If I'm following the question, yeah, okay, so like 3-2 and 5-0 are both blitz, and you want to have like a 3-2 rating and a 5-0 rating. Personally, I don't quite like the idea. We already have a gazillion ratings. You go to a profile page and you scroll down for days, for weeks to see all the ratings. So I don't think more ratings is something we should aim for. I think generally the devs would probably agree with me, but I'll allow them to answer that. How are streamers chosen to be featured on Leaches? Well, they're chosen by Leaches. It's not anything more complicated than that. We see a stream that we think Leaches users would be happy to be notified of. We put them on the front page. How can somebody get the LM title? You cannot, unless you have a time machine. The only LMs you see on Leaches are the ones that were grandfathered in back when we used to give the title out. Can Leaches show French notation like cf3 instead of knight f3. I don't believe that is currently possible. You can switch the language, obviously, and the rest of the site will be translated, but not piece moves. I don't think so. I've never actually tried. Yeah, I don't think so. How much do we make off Twitch? Not much. Very little. We're not, the Twitch channel and all of our content is not for profit any more than the rest of the website is for profit. I mean, we make these streams and we, you know, give you Peter's Fiddler to play for a couple hours because that's, we want, you know, we think Leaches users like that sort of thing. Any money we make from Twitch is just gravy. Like, it's not the reason we're doing it. Will Leeches be translated into Klingon? Well, we need a Klingon speaker to make that happen, Mango. Captcha. Is it possible to hide your worst rated defeats from your profile page? I don't want to be reminded of those. It could probably be done with a user style. There is no native feature. I'm sorry. Leeches used to be translated into Klingon and into Leet. Oh man, Leeches really jumped the shark. It's been bad ever since they took Klingon off. Can we see Hyperbullet and quick pairings in the future? Maybe. Anytime you change anything on the website, people are furious. I mean, you like capitalize a letter on the website and you will get 100 angry emails the next day. So changing the presets would, I think, fair to say, provoke a reaction. Doesn't mean we'll never change them, but we're not going to change them often. Are you hungry? No, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. How does move generation work? What moves are we talking about exactly? Do you pay the Grandmasters for the time when they stream? Yes, of course. How is Leaches pronounced? Well, you just heard me say it. I will not make you say Leaches any certain way. If you want to say Lyches, if you want to say Liches, it's perfectly fine with me. Go for it. I have no problem with that. Just remember that you are objectively wrong. What about profile pictures? Kind of already have that. You can put images in your profile. I assume you mean profile images that would be like viewable from the game page. There are no current plans to implement that. What's the going rate for GM streaming? I feel it would be sort of rude to say that. I don't think you're supposed to say what you pay people. I don't think Mr. Fiddler would appreciate that. Can the patron note logo not show in games if you are a patron? I end up looking like a titled player. Is that a real thing that happens? I'm not calling you a liar, but I have seen cases of people thinking that patrons are mods. But that was a long time ago when patron was sort of new. I think people are figuring it out now. I don't know. I'll take your word for it if people think you're titled. I mean, if people are titled, you see a title. You see GM or whatever. Any plans to implement IP bans for people you do ban? We already have IP bans. We have had IP bans for years and years, and many other sneaky ways of banning people. We have so many sneaky ways of banning people. How do you get IP banned? Well, you have to do something pretty bad. You know, it's not for a speeding ticket. How complicated would it be to change the backend to enable user end modification? I'm not a dev, but I imagine it would not be trivial, and we would need a pretty strong reason to do it. this person is asking about is that the usernames are also just I don't know what the word is. The usernames are the user in the database. It's the same exact text. I don't want usernames to change. Yep. Well, if Thibaut doesn't want usernames to change, it is going to be hard to get usernames to change. It breaks game history. There you go. Yeah, you got a much clearer answer than I gave on the question. my account got chat banned, and I appealed, and it worked. Yeah, we can be forgiving. We're not unreasonable. I think I said earlier that it surprises me how many people responded to feedback when they were rude. People were rude and said nasty things to their opponent, and we sent them a message saying, could you please not do that? And they, surprising to me, wrote back and say, sorry about that, I won't do it anymore. No hierarchy except Thibaut is benevolent dictator for life. Yeah, generally, if Thibaut wants something in the code, he's going to get it. I think he's probably, if that's hierarchy, so be it. I think he's probably earned that privilege. Is Leaches going to get a spooky update? No current plans for that. How do you psychologically recover from a long losing streak? My solution to that problem, personally, is to not care so much about chess. But, you know, that might not work for everybody. That can be sort of a hard thing to turn on and off. If nobody plays against yet to rank players, how would anyone get a rank? Everyone has a rank. Everyone has a rating. Even before you play your first game, your rating is 1500 before you play a game. Thibaut recommends tacos. Can you please add more time formats on the quick pairings thing? It's kind of crowded right now, isn't it? It's going to be hard to squeeze more in. Where does the Lee and Leaches come from? I don't know if they're the story that I heard, and the man himself is in chat, but I believe it refers to, yes, light, libre, live. What do we got here? Came to ask about hosting tournaments from any position, but it looks like that's been updated recently. Yeah. I saw something in the commits about playing tournaments from like a fen. Is that what I saw? Yeah, something along those lines. Hey, if you say it's already been implemented, I believe you. Is 1500 a medium rating for Lichess users? I guess you mean like, is that number the mathematical median of all ratings? I don't know. That's a math question that's a little over my head. I don't think the median rating is exactly 1500. I think you can pick up or lose points here or there. Like ratings are not total. Rating changes are not totally zero sum. People want us to remove classical chess from the website. I think if we removed the classical buttons, there could be some resentment from classical players as a result. Man, this stream has gone on a long time. I was ready to bail after like 20 minutes. I mean, I was concerned that the stream would go very poorly and I would have to flee for my own safety. But it hasn't been so bad. Lots of people banned, but c'est la Twitch, you know? Where are you streaming from? My house. Where are you watching my stream from? Someone else's house. There's a lot of houses involved here. Is this going to be you for the rest of the stream? Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe somebody better will show up. Stay tuned. What is your personal Twitch? No joke chess. Although your chances of seeing a stream from my personal account are not good. How many cheaters do you ban on average in a month? Thousands. In a month, it's tens of thousands. But it's actually a very low percentage of total users. There are something like 2 or 3 million games played on Lichess every day, so banning only thousands of cheaters is not a large number. Who's the coolest mod? Clearly me. It's an easy one. How big is the Lichess team? I answered this earlier. I would estimate something like 40 or 50 people have worked on it in the last month, we'll say. The number of people who work on it, every day in hours is much, much smaller. I would say the number of people that work on Lichess 1 hour a day is 10 or 15, maybe more. It's a difficult number to give. I'm totally guessing. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm just gloriously wrong on that number. How do I analyze my recent games so I can see mistakes, blunders, etc.? You go to the analysis board and you click request analysis. Give it a second and you'll have it. How many active users are on Leaches? A lot. I don't have the answer to that, sorry. Which chess server has more cheaters? How should I know that? Will Leaches exist forever? Well, nothing will exist forever, sir. I'm very optimistic about Leach's future, but I doubt that it will exist past the heat death of the universe. But maybe. Yeah, I guess I should never say never. Will Leaches implement multiple pre-moves? No current plan. I want to ask something. Let's say a player does his or her home preparation with engines before a chess online tournament. When the tournament is ongoing, that player uses his or her home preparation to play chess at Leaches. The players do about 70% moves accurate. Will that player get banned because of his or her home preparation? Of course not. Of course not. Do you know how many GMs and title players play on Leaches and have highly prepared openings and 20 and 30 moves in, and they are not all banned en masse. Is there a plan to make puzzles do a more human move when you solve them? I've seen some. Apparently, Thibaut is working on new puzzles. The exact nature of the new puzzles is not known to me. This stream should give us ideas for expanding leeches.org/FAQ. Yes, it should. Guys, don't spam questions, please. I'm doing my best to answer them all, but sometimes I see a question and I skip over it because I'm not going to answer it. Like, we're not going to talk about bans and we're not going to talk about the specifics of cheat detection. Also, if your question is just like sort of a vehicle to tell me I suck or that Leaches sucks, we're not answering that question either. It's not really a question. You got to tell me I suck, and I'll take the feedback. I heard you. You can stop saying it. What do you think about an I am cheating? I would not be in favor of that. I would be against that. I found the request analysis. Is it Analyzing locally. If not, is it possible to analyze locally? The request analysis button does not analyze locally. It uses Fishnet. It uses donated CPU time. If you would like to use your local engine, you can. There's a button to do that in the upper right that will turn on the engine in your browser. Why can't we have an avatar? Too much server load? I do not think that server load is an issue on that one. How about Leela analysis on Lichess? That is not apparently trivial to implement. Leela doesn't use the same hardware that Stockfish used. I don't know about the new one. I think there is a CPU only version of Leela that exists, but it's not as good as the real Leela. So yeah, we don't have it. Why does Leches not suck? Thank you. Somebody on my side. Are you guys hiring? No. I mean, not that I'm aware of. If I get fired after this stream, we may be hiring. So it remains to be seen. Are you ever getting better servers? What's wrong with our servers? Our servers are great. Does Leela not accept Fen input? I imagine it does. I don't know. You are the best chess site. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think we're going to have to wrap up the stream at some point, so get your questions in now. When was Lichess founded and who founded it? It was founded. Founded is a strange word. It's a website, but I guess it is founded. It was founded a little over 10 years ago by my good friend Thibaut Duplessis. It was originally a small hobby site with a small number of users, and it grew and grew and grew. More details on our About page. Does the request computer analysis have a limit for a day? Yes. I don't know off the top of my head what that limit is. It's like 20 or 30 or something. I think a sort of player-coach matchmaking based on rating and opening would be an interesting idea. Thoughts? Yeah, maybe. Like coaches that are specialized in one particular opening. Could work. Is that something that people use a lot? You choose a coach based on openings? Has there been any major security incident for Leaches? I suppose that depends what your definition of major is. For my definition of major, which of course is very biased, I would say no. We've never, like, you know, somebody swiped the whole database or like user info was stolen, nothing like that. What's your secret for looking so darn handsome? Clean living. Will you make a post when Dr. Nichterstein reaches 100,000 followers? Well, we weren't gonna, but it's a good idea. I have a suggestion. Maybe Leaches can add round robin tournament system in the future. If you play, okay, I have a question for you. My friend here, let me think about this. My friend here recommends round robin implementation. If you play a 9-round Swiss with 8 people, will you have a round robin? Or no, does that not work? Why do you hate jokes? I don't hate jokes. My name is a joke. Easy round robin with 1,000 people. Swiss for round robin doesn't quite work. Yeah, I didn't think it would. I was something I'm... Will Leaches exist in 20 years? Well, I hope so. Swiss handles people dropping out, which round robin doesn't. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that would break it. People, especially if it's like of any size, people would drop out. It would screw it up. What hash function does Leches use on their database? That one's over my head, pal. Sorry. Oh, we have a time traveler from the future. Apparently, Lichess will cease to exist exactly 31 years from founding, which is roughly 2041, if I'm doing the math correctly. So yeah, see you guys in 2041. Let's see here. It's very useful to have Thibaut in chat. Very, very useful. The technical questions would be difficult otherwise. Oh, what the time traveler failed to include was that was also when the world ends. Yeah, that's... I guess you can't criticize us for ending at the same time as, you know, the massive nuclear war. You gonna play any games? No. No, we're just talking here, pal. You know, it's not all about playing chess games. You can just talk sometimes. All right, guys. I think it's about time for me to get out of here. I've been streaming over an hour and a half, coming up on 2 hours. So I think that's enough for today. I appreciate all the questions. I appreciate everybody making the stream work. We're going to do a raid. We're going to do a raid of a gentleman named Badur Jobava, who is a grandmaster and has quite an entertaining style. Just hit the raid right there. So let's all go watch Jobaba. He's a joy to watch. Thank you so much for watching. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. I had a great time. Most of you were very nice. I'll see you again soon. Bye.